how are you? Andy Suku, founder and CEO of Y2K Credit Solutions, consumer credit expert. It's been a while since I've been on here doing a video for you guys, but today I have a really good one for you guys. I'm getting great dealing with all these scamming credit repair companies. I'm getting great dealing with that. I was actually going to go try my new putter, but now I got to go deal with the situation. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys listen in to a consultation that I'm about to do with a client. And like I always say, these credit repair companies that promote online, social media, Instagram, TikTok, do not do business with them. They're doing a lot of fraudulent things. And this is a perfect example of what we're going to talk about and what I'm talking about when I'm trying to educate you guys on that. These companies do a lot of illegal scamming things. They don't fix your credit. They have access to your social security number. They have your ID. And they just waste your time and just file fraud affidavit. None of it works. Everything comes back on your credit. So I'm going to call the client and I'll put it on speaker so you guys can listen in on the consultation. And we'll take it from there. All right, 1 second here. What's this person's phone number? Listen.
Hello?
Hi, how are you? It's Andy from Y2K. Calling you back.
You made me nervous. I thought you weren't going to call me.
No. I'm going to call you back. I have to research something for you because what happened, well, I have to recap this whole thing for you because you're in an interesting situation. Did you find out a company that you used before?
No, I'm actually at work and I'm about to get a haircut, so...
Okay, no worries.
I'm probably going to be on the phone with you while I'm doing that, so if there's background noise, I'm sorry, but once I'm done doing all this, I'll definitely, maybe I can shoot you a text or call you back and I'll give you both the companies. I got to find them on my email.
Yeah, because what these guys did, well, let me just recap the whole thing. So they filed a fraud affidavit in your name. They submitted it to the banks. The banks sent it to the credit bureaus. They submitted it to the credit bureaus. The credit bureaus sent it to the banks. The banks investigated. That's why when you said you saw things coming back on your credit report is because after the banks did the investigation and they verified these accounts were yours, and how they verified it was through your paper trail of your payments that you were paying the credit cards with when you had the cards. Right. They deemed that these accounts were not fraudulent. So they started reporting back the accounts on your credit report. Now, you asked me an interesting question, if you have to pay these back. I think that's what you asked me earlier before we hung up, if you have to pay these back. Yeah, you do have a responsibility to these debts because these are your debts. You did make payments to them, and they're still in the statute of limitation. So in order to remove it, we have to do a settlement first, then we get the rights to remove it. But I wanted to recap what this other company did. So did the company try to get you to do a mortgage? I explained the whole mortgage part to me because I want to make sure I understand it because now your social and your IDs with like 4 different companies. And like I said, now these people could do anything with your credit anytime they want.
Well, my goal was, I want to get a house by January, and my credit's shot because of all like the dumb shit that I've done. Mm-hmm. So,
well, you didn't do dumb shit. You didn't do dumb shit. Just things happen over life, right? We all go through things. So what you have on your report is not bad. I mean, this is an easy fix. But to go down the path what this other deal, 2 other companies were doing was completely illegal and fraudulent. But go ahead.
Well, so I applied for like a mortgage thing online. I told my wife, I said, listen, I was like, I want to see what we could get pre-approved for, right? Mm-hmm. So they gave me a pre-approval and
which bank gave you the pre-approval? Do you remember?
I couldn't even tell you. You know why? Because this was like almost a year ago.
Okay.
So I don't even remember. So I was like, all right. And then they told me, they're like, oh, you need to fix your credit. So I spoke to a lady online. Now I knew I was fucking up from the second that she hung up the phone on me. I couldn't call her back. Mm-hmm. They told me to set up like this portal. I set up this portal and
do you remember the name of the portal?
I wonder if I could still log into it. I don't even know.
Because the reason why we're going through this whole consultation and why we do the consultation with our clients over the phone and have your report in front of you, so you understand what's going on. Because obviously a lot of people don't understand, and that's not against you that you're not sure what's going on with your credit, but a lot of people don't understand how to read their credit reports and so forth. That's why we want to make sure that everyone is on the same page. We're on the same page with you, and you're on the same page with us as what needs to get fixed. But I would love to know the portal that you were logging into.
I don't even know if I can find this on my email.
Did you have it as an app?
What happened?
Did you have it as an app?
No, I deleted the app. It was an app though.
It was probably something like proprietary to what they were doing, right? It wasn't something that everyone uses. But anyway, let's move forward. Let's move past that. So you applied for the mortgage. You got pre-approval. They said you need to fix your credit, and then they referred you to this company that you hired to fix your credit, but you said nothing was happening.
No, that was. Then what I did was one of my friends was going through some guy. He was like a mortgage broker. So he's like, listen, he's like, I have somebody that will help you fix your credit. That's when I went to other guy, and he was like, listen.
Don't ever trust a referral from a realtor to a mortgage broker. They're all in the business of making money off of you. They pass the business to each other.
Exactly. So I basically got caught up once again. And then I was actually talking to Pat, and I'm like, Pat, like, I'm tired of renting. I want to buy a house. I know he did it. And he's like, I'm telling you, he's like, you got to try these guys. I wouldn't steer you wrong. He's like, they help me with everything. And I'm like, you know what? I think I have to do it because I keep falling into a hole. Like, I'm going in this circle. I'm not getting out of it.
Right. And that's why I told you earlier, you cannot trust these credit bureau companies that call themselves credit bureau companies online or on TikTok. They're going to fix your credit, especially when they tell you you don't have to pay any debt. I can get it removed, or, you know, I don't need to see what's on your report. I can guarantee I'll get it removed. There's a lot of people out there talking that smoke and all that crap, and none of it is true. It's all fraudulent. Now, let me to tell you what happened. What I see in the credit bureaus, like I said, while I was pulling up your information, I ran your social in the back end of the credit bureaus. The reason why I had to call you back was there was a freeze on your TransUnion report. I wasn't able to see the data on the report, so I had to reach out to TransUnion for them to release the freeze for me so I could see it. So I got the freeze released. That's why I'm calling you back now. But just to tell you what I see in the back end. So I see that I told you I saw, you know, you were working with somebody else before. I told you about the fraud affidavit. And the issue with that is that, you know, you filed a fraud affidavit, which was not you. They filed it on your behalf. They changed your address to LeBron, PA, which you said you've never lived at. You don't know anything about this address. When I looked the address up.
I have one address, 624 Ionia Avenue. That's it.
When I look up this address is for a house foreclosed in Pennsylvania. So the company that you used, they probably didn't tell you they were filing the fraud affidavit, because if they did, you know, obviously you would have known about it. So they changed your address to the PA address, so no mails will come to your current address. So basically, they were assuming that you probably didn't know how the process would work. And you weren't you wasn't logging into the app to see the process, and they were going to tell you, oh, your credit's fixed and everything, because you weren't getting any documents or anything in the mail. They're like, you know, because everything was going to a different address. So they filed a fraud affidavit, put a different address on it. It went to the credit bureaus. Credit bureau sent it to the bank investigated, and that's why all these debts came back on your credit report. This is where we are now. So, like I mentioned before, anything under 500 credit score, there's no credit to score. Just looking at this, I can tell you that there is no positive data on this credit report. So you're going to leave our office one of two ways. One, either with a brand new credit, you're going to leave with a brand new slate, blank slate, starting over from scratch, or you would leave with a 720 credit score, depending if you had positive data we could refurbish and save. In this case, you don't have any data. So once we finish fixing this credit, you're going to be starting over from scratch. But the issue is now we have to reverse. And we have to scrub your file in the credit bureau to take everything out of there, what these two companies did previously, because none of it worked. It was all illegal. We have to remove this fraud affidavit and then come back around and fix your credit the right way, which is settle your debt, get the rights to remove it, and rebuild the credit the right way. Also, I see where the person added the truest trade line on here. It was a $7,500 trade line, which that was a joke. Did you pay him for that?
No, I didn't.
Okay. He added that to make it look like your credit was going up. But what happened is that it kind of became obsolete when all the negative stuff came back on your credit report. So basically, that's why your score started dropping again. And obviously, when you stopped working with him, he took you off the trade line, or he disconnected it. He disconnected you from the trade line, but the data is still on your credit report. We're going to have to remove it for you. But here's the other problem. The fact that he has your social and your ID to add this trade line, that means they have access to your credit reports. Even if when your credit report gets fixed in the future, you're going to have to keep either Score Navigator open to monitor your credit once a month, because you don't want these people opening credit in your name and you don't know about it. Because obviously you can see what they're doing, and you're working with them and you still didn't even know they were doing that. Imagine if they just have access to a 700, 750 credit score, and now they're opening credit cards in your name.
Right.
So there's a lot of work on here, and there's a lot of future work we're going to be doing as far as educating you, monitoring this credit, make sure it's built the right way. But we got to fix this. We got to reverse everything and fix it the right way for you. So you guys heard the whole conversation with the clients, a live call. I'm telling you guys, these companies out here fraudulent. I said this over and over and over and over and over again to you guys. I don't know at what point you guys are going to realize that these companies that are posting all these memes and all these smack on social media, they don't even have a real company in front of their face. They change this lady's address, credit report, file a fraud affidavit, put trade lines for $7,500 on it from Truist Bank, which didn't work. Took the lady's money, nothing got done. Now they have access to your social. So, guys, proof's in the pudding. You heard the call. Drop a comment below if you have any questions. Talk to you soon. See you in the next video.